Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Alex Purser with Angler Sports Center, and it's your weekly fishing report. Quick reminder, remember, it's still time to weigh in fish for the tournament. There's $6,000 up for grabs for all you guys, so make sure you go catch them up, especially this upcoming weeks, because it's about to be done here soon. So let's get to it here. Rock fishing, Annapolis area, Middle Bay section has been picking up slowly. A lot of guys are actually finding some spot in some other local areas around Hackett's, the mouth of the Magothy, and also down towards Poplar Island. So if you can go out there, make sure you use some bloodworms, some fish bites, anything like that. Catch some spot between, anywhere between 4 inches to, some 5-inch spot, and they're going to be awesome to live line, either in suspended air, like suspended fish, or around structure. Bait-rich pilings, know a lot of charters are starting to move in there, and they're live lining spot. Remember, you want some sort of like tide movement, but if not, there's still going to be fish around there. A lot of guys were finding actually decent sized fish in the mid-20s right on the rock piles in the center. So check that out when you're out there. Also, the eastern short side and the western short side have been kind of equally balanced, where it's not like last year where the eastern short side was doing better. But move around each piling, and besides that, jigging wise, when you're out there, if you're live line, I will say try not to anchor up. You actually want to move around and cover some of those pilings. But jigging wise, some of the hot colors have been some of your natural LY colors when you're out there. Finding some cleaner water in the pink, especially on that bubblegum. The BKDs are my favorite ones to use out there. Pair it up with some of the GI Jakes. 5/8 and 3/4 are my two favorites, especially when the tides are rolling really high. Anywhere in the area, if you're fishing the less than 10 foot of water, I would recommend kind of going down to a 1/2 or 3/8. But other than that, Loft Point has been hit or miss, but some of the guys chunking in there and chumming have been picking up some good sized fish and some channel catfish there too. There's been some surprise catches out of the Bay Bridge, for example, like some of the black sea bass that people have been catching while they're trying to catch some spot for bait. Other than that, going up to the Patapsco River, inside the Patapsco, anywhere in that structure area of the Port of Baltimore, Key Bridge, there actually been some good catches of fish up to 30 inches around there on top water in the evenings. Other than that, going out to the mouth and the channel edges there, it's been pretty productive there, actually trolling and just jigging around suspended fish in that area. Right now seems like the morning bite's been pretty good and the evening bite, so once you get to the middle of the day, it's been kind of slow and dead. Moving down south for you guys, fishery down south has been pretty productive once you get from Chesapeake Beach down. Chesapeake Beach, guys are still trolling and doing really well right there, right in front of the Chesapeake Beach, channel edge there, and they're trolling just, holographic green and white, have been pretty productive with a lot of decent sized fish. And there's bluefish moving through the area now, so maybe it's time to switch to some of those spoons and whatnot, on those spoonbrellas and just regular spoons on planers. The mackerel are definitely moving into Maryland waters now, especially once you get down south towards Point Lookout and Tangier, out of Crisfield. A lot of guys are going out there and catching good-sized rockfish from the flats, mixing with some humongous speckled trout, and also some Spanish mackerel going out to the middle grounds and right at the mouth of the Potomac. So it's still early, not too many fish quantity-wise on the mackerel, but definitely some mackerel and mid-sized fish moving through that area. Once you get to the Tangier, fishing shallow with paddle tails, I like to go some 3 to 5 inch, and especially on the hot chartreuse and that opening night, having productive for rockfish and speckled trout, especially when you're going for those bigger specks. Put that on like a 3/8 or even a 1/2 ounce if you're fishing some deeper water there, like 10 foot of water, but you want to be right on the marsh fishing, these guys. Also, popping corks, that with a 3/8 jig, you can play around with how long you do your leader depending on your depth, and that's going to be really productive for you guys on that Tangier Sound. Even in the mouth of the Potomac right there at Cornfield Harbor, there's been some good trout fishing. So for guys fishing the surf or just fishing from shore, Kent Narrows has been kind of hit or miss with some keeper size fish. Sandy Point has been actually pretty decent with a lot of catfish, especially with soft crabs, and a couple things you got to use for soft crabs. Use some of these mesh, cubes where you can actually fold them, and it's going to stay better on your hook. It's not going to fly out. Or you can use some of the string, or combine both of them, and it will help you a lot to keep that soft crab or any kind of bait like a chicken liver or clam in your hook. Snakehead, going back to snakehead fishing is actually picking up pretty decently right now. I heard this week there was a lot of carp spawning still and moving around, so you always want to move away from that. But the trans-squeaking was pretty decent. The actual blackwater refuge was pretty good, and top water was good. And if you want to get the big bite and get a big fish, try some of these big live target mice. They'll work pretty good for you guys out there. And remember, bring in your snakeheads, because there's a lot of money on the line for you guys, and the tournament ends soon here. Other than that, ocean fishing has been pretty good. The surf fishing's actually been pretty decent with sharks and acetique. So if you're got a little bit of a feeling to go catch them a little bit bigger, then go out to acetique, and remember, catch and release only for some of those sharks. Check the regulations. Don't keep them out of the water too long, and put them back pretty fast, and you'll be good. Some heavier surf gear and some big chunks of bunker or L-wad, same thing. We'll catch those fish, mix in with some rays. So weather looks pretty okay from this upcoming week. A lot of storms and whatnot. So keep an eye on the weather. Send us your reports. Make sure you check in your fish here, your snakeheads, since it's coming up to an end soon. And that's it for your fishing report, guys. You guys have a good one.